Olá, queridos, canal Apocalipse Final dos Tempos, 1º de outubro de 2024. Amados, eu achei aqui um sonho interessante, que é de uma irmã norte-americana, então eu tive que acionar legendas. E nesse sonho, essa irmã recebia a informação de que a partir do dia 2 de outubro, um caos iria começar. Ela via uma série de situações complicadas começar a se desenrolar, se desenvolver a partir do dia 2 de outubro. E ela nem sabia que 2 de outubro começava a festa das trombetas. Ok, amados? Então vamos verificar o que essa irmã tem para compartilhar conosco.
So a couple of nights ago, the Lord gave me a dream. And in this dream, I knew it was to be a warning. It was very intense. And it all begins on October 2nd. Now, when I had this dream, I did not realize until I got up the next morning and looked it up that October 2nd at sundown begins the new year on the Hebrew calendar. That is very important. I know there have been many prophecies and words about October surprises and such, and I probably any of you that are listening have heard some of this. But I'm going to tell you what the Lord showed me, and then I'm going to tell you what He also told me about it, so that we might know how to endure and how to get through. So like I said in the dream, it all began on October 2nd. And what I saw was many disruptions. There were disruptions in supply chains. There were even disruptions and derailments in people's lives. I mean, it totally threw them off course. They were lost. It was chaos at its finest. And you know, I know the elections are coming up, and I'm telling you, before they get here, we are going to have many events take place. But what I also saw in this dream was it was caused by one thing, and it was like a chain event. It just kept happening over and over. They were like, this issue is happening, and then it would go into this issue, and then next thing you know, you just have this mass pile of chaos. And you know, I was sitting there and I was talking to the Lord this morning about it, because I knew I needed to release this word before October 2nd, which is this upcoming week, right? And I was like, you know, Lord, I know there's things that we're going to go through. I know there's events that are going to take place, and these storms. I have seen so many storms that are coming our way in this next month to 2 months, and even beyond, but especially October and November. And I was like, you know, Lord, what are you saying about this? What are you saying to do? And you know, I always love it because Jesus always answers right when you need it. And he reminded me of the story of Peter. And Peter was one of my favorite characters in the Bible. He really is. Probably because I'm a lot like you, but I really do enjoy Peter. And this was the story of Peter walking on water, and this is in Matthew. And what most people miss is that when Peter got out the boat, when he called to Jesus and said, Jesus, is this you? I will come. Jesus said, it is I, come. Most people miss the fact that this is happening in a very intense storm. So Peter got out of the boat to walk towards Jesus in the middle of a very bad storm. Now, it's interesting because when Peter kept his eyes on Jesus, Peter was walking on water. But whenever he started to focus on the storm around him and the winds, you know, all of those things that will cause fear and it will scare us, and all of a sudden we start focusing on those natural elements that are happening around us, just like Peter did. We've all done it. We've all been there. And we tend to sink at that time. But you know, Jesus is always there to catch us and pull us up. And when Peter cried out, Jesus was there and he pulled him up. And you know, the Lord reminded me, these storms that are coming, these events that will take place, you cannot pray these things away. There is purpose in the events that are about to happen. Many things will be revealed through these events. You must have discernment during this time to be able to see the lies and the truth. We're going to have a lot of lies thrown at us here very, very quickly. But you know, as long as we keep our eyes on Jesus, we are going to be able to make it through. You know, God teaches or shows each of us how to prepare. And my best advice to you is this: start asking the Lord how to prepare for what is to come. What do you need to do? Maybe it's some resource that you need to stock up on. Maybe you need to actually hit your knees and have a deeper relationship with the Lord and make sure that you're right with Him. You know, whatever it may be, depending on what part of the country you're on, may depend. One person on the East Coast may not need to prepare like a person on the West Coast. But God knows exactly what you're about to have to walk out. And He is preparing the body of Christ for these days ahead. Yes, it's going to get rocky. Yes, it's going to get stormy. But you know what? When we keep our eyes on Jesus, it doesn't matter what's going on around us. It just doesn't, because we're just going to keep going and we're going to keep walking, and we will have the peace that surpasses all understanding inside of us. So my encouragement to you today is, in the next month, and it's going to start very quickly, don't focus on what is happening. You keep your eyes on Jesus. You keep walking the road that He says. You keep walking down that path, and you keep your eyes fixed on Him. And I'm telling you, you are going to make it. Don't focus on the things around. Don't let it shake you. Don't let it cause you to sink. Don't let it bring fear. There is no reason to be afraid right now. Things must happen in this world. Darkness will come to light. Believe these things and be ready, and seek the Lord and ask Him how to prepare for these quick days ahead. Love you guys.